In a small town of 10 people, everything was calm and peaceful. The townsfolk had lived together for years, maintaining good relationships with their neighbors. However, one day, strange things began to happen among the townspeople. Every week, one person disappeared. Initially, these disappearances were thought to be random, but the events took a bizarre turn. Each person who vanished had the same name as the one who disappeared before. First, Sarah disappeared, and then a second Sarah vanished. After that, another John disappeared, following the first one. The townspeople were horrified and began to live in fear. Every week, a person with the same name as someone before would disappear. Not only did their names match, but the last things these missing people did in the 24 hours before their disappearance also bore similarities. Following these mysterious events, the townspeople locked themselves in their homes and were afraid to speak to one another. The town was filled with a gloomy atmosphere. People lost trust in each other, and no one revealed their real names. Everyone was living in fear of becoming the next person to disappear. One night, only 2 people remained in the town, Mary and Michael. Except for their names, they were strangers to each other. Both of them were extremely scared and unsure how to trust one another. As Mary and Michael walked through the dark streets of the town, they suddenly stopped in front of an abandoned house in the center of the town. The door was open, and strange sounds were coming from inside. They entered the house and made a horrifying discovery. Inside the house, there were photographs of all the people who had disappeared before. The walls were covered with their names and the dates they had vanished. In that moment, Mary and Michael quietly approached a hidden room inside the house and saw their own photographs. In terror, they fled, but there was no way to escape. The town's mystery seemed to have been solved, and they had found themselves as the last ones to disappear. Mary and Michael were horrified when they realized that they were the final targets. However, the town's mysterious enchantment prevented them from leaving the town. Every attempt they made to escape the town's boundaries seemed futile, as if the town's borders were endless. The town's fear was consuming them. At night, they locked themselves in their homes, but it offered no protection. Strange sounds echoed through their homes, and shadows moved on their own. Mary and Michael found themselves trapped in a nightmare. Each day they grew more paranoid, and their trust in each other dwindled. Both feared that the other might be plotting against them. Eventually, the mistrust between Mary and Michael became so overwhelming that one night, they decided to attack each other. They both locked themselves in their rooms, but fear had clouded their judgment. Mary forced her way into Michael's room, and what she found inside shocked her. There was a photograph with Michael's name and a date written on it. Michael had succumbed to the town's mysterious enchantment. In fear, Mary tried to leave the town, and this time she succeeded. However, once she had escaped the town, she would not be remembered as a townsperson, and she couldn't bring Michael back. The town's secret and the strange disappearances left a dark mark in the town's memory, and nobody wanted to set foot in that town anymore. The story concludes with Mary escaping the town, leaving behind the mysterious town and Michael, who had fallen victim to its dark secret. If you have any more requests or